a bit empty. I appear to be short on mana. Well, that's to be expected. Hello everybody, this is the Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Surviving Minecraft. Why is it to be expected? Well, I made 24 ingots of terra steel. Why? It is time for us to upgrade. That's right, guys. We are going green armor for once. This is the armor I was looking forward to. This is probably going to be our endgame armor. So I think it's time to do a proper reveal. So what should we start with? Boots. Nice. Pants. Hoo-hoo, looking nice. Chest plate. Oh yeah. And last but not least, the helmet. Oh, I like the green. Oh, I love the green. Oh yeah. Well, we need to enchant it at some point, and I want to get to that point pretty soon here. But let's see. 20% less mana cost on mana tools. Regen even if hunger isn't topped off. Oh, nice. So it doesn't even matter where I'm at now. But you have to have all 4 pieces. Well, that's cool. That is very cool. So, I'm changing my mind a little bit about what we're doing today. Why? Well, remember when I told you that we were going to get the wool going and let it work? Well, we've got almost 500 pieces of wool. These guys are making wool like you wouldn't believe. They are good sheep. In fact, I even slowed down the timer a bunch more because it didn't need to be running as fast as it was. I think it's still topping this off. Yeah. Because remember, a terra steel ingot takes half a mana pool. So 24 ingots was 12 mana pools full. And I had already done about 5 or 6 of them previously, like when we finished the last episode. I don't remember the exact count, but if you go back in the video, whenever I opened that chest, you would have seen how many there were. And I had the mana diamonds and the mana pearls and the mana steel all sitting there waiting. Because I knew I'd already made them and I was just waiting to build up mana in order to make the terra steel ingots. So now we have them. But we still need Certus Quartz, and here's the problem. I started running the quarry a little bit, and I hit a huge bug. The game froze up, which it does sometimes. It doesn't truly freeze. I can move around, but I can't access inventories. There's a lot of guys over there. It's funny how they load in sometimes. Oh, you're here too, huh? Taste my sword. Oh, I was waiting to. I have a pizza here, and well, it takes puts 5 hunger back. I found that in a dungeon chest that I just happened to come across. But we need Certus Quartz, and my quarry. Well, I ran into a bug, and it froze the game. But I couldn't open chests. I couldn't walk on these pressure plates. Nothing would happen, and I couldn't get into the deep dark. So what I did is I tried to close the game, but first I let it sit. Sometimes it'll unfreeze, sometimes it won't. I let it sit for 15 minutes, it never unfroze. So I told it to close the game. It took about 10 minutes to close. It was ridiculous. It did save it. I tried to log back in, crashed the desktop. It was lovely. Every time I tried to log in, crashed the desktop. So I looked at the crash reports. I had a ticking tile entity, which I've had in the past. Just happened to be the chest that was going with funky locomotion. So I deleted that chest using NBT Explorer. And then the next one would go. And then the next one. Couldn't do anything. So I just went in with MC Edit and I edited out the quarry. It's gone. Completely gone. So, bit of a problem. How much binder do I have, by the way? Not a whole lot. I'm going to need to make some more. But I'm making as many conduits as I can make here. Of this kind, because we're going to have to upgrade the base at some point anyways. So I thought Why not run a bunch of cable? Because we need to run some cable into the next room. That's a lot. So I'm actually going to pull out some of this. Well, actually I can't mix the conduits, but I could just feed all of this stuff with the good conduit. Yeah, and then just take it in there. But, so the plan is, I'm actually going to rip all this stuff out because this is not needed anymore. This quarry mechanism, yeah, not needed. But that's okay. Not a big deal. Instead, we're going to have our mechanism auto-crafting type stuff. So I built an enrichment chamber and an osmium compressor. Those are the two I need besides this metallurgic infuser. Basically, we need to make ourselves a digital miner and set it up. But I'm going to actually show you guys some of the crafting because things have changed. But for now, I need to run a bunch of cables here, and well, you guys don't want to watch me run cable, right? Right? So, I'll be I can't talk. I will be right back when I got conduit in that room. Alright guys, so I relayed all the conduit, and as you can see, we've got orange conduit going throughout the base, which actually changed some things, because remember we had an orange line coming up to go to the spawning room, going over here. It's actually really nice that we did this because there were some double lines headed that way. So we should never have a problem now. These guys actually run a little bit quicker, which is really nice. And we just ran a line under here, and we've got it going all the way around the outside so we can put any number of machines that we need. But what we're really going to need are these two to start out with. And I'm actually going to set them side by side like this, with the purpose of putting a chest there for output. Why? Because I'm planning ahead for when I have this hooked up to the AE system. I want to be able to just pull out of a chest, if possible. There's a chest. Because if you think about it, if I put a... because I did it in the last season. If you put an import bus on the back of one of these guys to pull out of, well, it worked fine before, but now we've actually got, let's see, that one's output, good. We've got channels to deal with. Okay, so now they're outputting here into the chest. So what do we need to make to get a digital miner? This is why I said it's a little bit more difficult. So, this is technically the same recipe. Now, if you remember, the atomic alloy in the past was just combining a bunch of materials. Not anymore. Now you actually have to use the metallurgic infuser and infuse it with obsidian dust. This is made by putting diamond into pulverized obsidian to make refined obsidian dust. A little bit more complicated. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to need, but I'm going to need diamonds, which makes things a little more interesting. I'm also going to need some steel. So I think I'm going to have to try and see how many materials I can actually get. I did get a bunch of extra iron. Actually, while I'm at it, let's just do some math here. So we need, yeah, so that's an enriched alloy. I thought so. So we need 2 enriched alloys there. We need 2 more here, so that's 4. You need another one, which is 5, plus these have 2, so 6, 7, 8, 9. You don't need 1. So we're up to 9 of them. Did I just check those? No. Okay, those don't need any. So wait, there's 2, 4, 5, 6. I think I need 10 of them. Okay, so let's start doing that. I threw some more iron in here. Here we go. What I did is I melted, well, if you will, I broke down all of those conduits, the red conduits, the simple ones, in using Minechem into the chemical decomposer. You get a whole bunch of iron out of that. So this will get us started on those guys. We're also going to need to take some obsidian. And I'm just going to throw a stack in. We need to crush it. So we might as well just take care of that now and get... Oh, wait, well... Let's only get a stack's worth. So it should only be 8 of them, so 16. Let's see, a couple more. There we go. We should only need a stack of those. And we're gonna need diamonds. How many diamonds do we have? We have 5 diamonds in here. Well, that's gonna be a problem. And I have no more diamonds. No. I was afraid of that. Because I'm gonna need quite a few diamonds. Means I'm probably gonna have to go mining. Lovely. Well, let's see what we can build with this first. Actually, there is another way. But I would have to get rid of all of these guys in here. Let me show you a quick thing. I wanted to do this in the future. Just haven't got around to it yet. I'm gonna toss that guy in there. I really don't need a lot of these items in here. So let's get rid of all of these. What we're gonna need is some carbon. I can actually make diamonds. It's not that difficult, actually. But what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to break down, here we go. Here's a bunch of cellulose. So let me break down the cellulose quick. This is what we need right here. We need carbon, but we need a lot of it. I'm gonna let that keep running, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab another couple stacks of wood here, and I'll show you just how much this is gonna take. I should be able to do it with one stack here. This is what it takes, all right? Oh, no. Shoot, I messed that up. There we go. Still messing it up somehow. I thought it was 64 carbon in each one. Oh, no. It's a two-step thing. I need to make carbon nanotube things. I'm actually surprised it's not showing me. Carbon nanotubes. Carbon dioxide, carbonate, carbon black. These guys. Okay, so it's 4 of those to get 1 of those. Okay. And these guys, 3 of them gets you diamond dust. And that's what we're looking for. Okay, so it's this. We need a lot of carbon. Nope, that's hydrogen. Darn it. Oh, I can put them back in. Nice. Is that all the carbon? So if I throw all this into here, how many can I make? 1? All right, I got 1. Lovely. So that's what I mean when it's going to take a lot, and I mean a lot of work. In fact, what would it take? Could I put these into drums? Because that would be awesome if I could put them into drums. Oh, I think you can. Okay, we're trying something. Just for the sake of doing this, we need to try something. Drums. I don't think I have any on me. No. Drums. Regular drum. So we're gonna need 3 of these. 3 drums. So we're gonna need 6 iron pressure plates. We're gonna need 3 of these, and we should be able to make 3 drums. Then we're also gonna need some, I believe, let's just try quick some item ducts, and then I'm gonna want 1 reinforced servo. So what's the worst that could happen, right? So that grabs there. Perfect. And I want to put, nope, that doesn't work. It's got to be above, I think. So I'm going to have to put those there, and what I want to do is I want to undo those connections. Okay, so it does have to be fluid ducts. There's my answer right there. I have no problem with that. So let's quick make some fluid ducts. And we're going to want the temperate ones. Or not temperate, the hardened ones. Perfect. Now my question is, can I put the drums behind it? I can. Cool. Although I probably should put them above because it takes less space. So if I do this and I turn this to on, I don't actually know what's going on. Let me just try sticking one on top. No? Okay, what if we do... Let's grab some oxygen. Can I do this? Where did it go? Well, I thought this was gonna work. Well, in that case, what do I have that's of large capacity? Barrels. If it's gonna be stubborn, and I'll probably use those drums at another time, so that's not a big deal. Let's just make ourselves some barrels. Actually, I might have the ability to auto-craft barrels. I do. Go. They'll show up right in here somewhere. There they are. Oh, I put the item ducts away, didn't I? And I'm just using impulse item ducts because, well, they're fast, and it's what I have, and that's basically all I'm using is the impulse. Just throw some glowstone in and you're good. So now, if I put oxygen in this, and we need, actually no, put oxygen here, we'll need carbon in here, or hydrogen, and then I want to grab some carbon. Do you know why? Because we're going to pipe it into here. At least that's the plan. So let's do this. Perfect. and now this empties out. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. So now I can throw a bunch of this in, and because there's nowhere for the cellulose to go, it's just going to stay in here. So I'll just be able to take it from here, stick it into the decomposer, and well, we can get somewhere, right? Now this guy, if I remember correctly, we need 3 of them to get diamond dust. Okay, so it's going to be a slow process, and I actually wanted to automate this process, just hadn't got around to it yet. So we should be able to throw these guys up in here and just let it keep going. Cool. So I'll be back when I get some diamonds, because, well, what we really need are diamonds. So about 3 hours later, okay, maybe not quite 3 hours, but it was darn close. I went off and I did some other things just to let this run. But basically, I tried to automate this setup. All right, I've got a hopper feeding into it. Right now, it's feeding me a whole lot of spruce wood, which I'm totally cool with. And actually, I set up a filter up here with just cellulose, so that it feeds the cellulose back up in, so that it just, you start with the spruce and it recycles itself, and just, keeps on processing. Now, I upgraded these guys, and I originally put in, you can't actually see it, but these are void barrels as well, and they're supposed to void it after they get to a certain, or when they're full, it voids the rest of it, but apparently it doesn't work. This just shuts down. So I instead put a trash can here, which is extremely nifty to have, and just, filtered hydrogen, oxygen. So once these were full, that's where that's all going. And we've got a barrel here that's almost full of carbon. Now, unfortunately, I tried to do it where you pull it out, but it won't auto-craft coming out. It just doesn't work. So how I've been doing this is when it gets pretty full here, I just start grabbing stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks, basically emptying this barrel here. And yes, I know it all ends up on the ground. That's okay. Don't worry, I've got this all figured out. Good enough for now. So I'm just going to shift click a bunch in. And, oh, that's right, I'm going to have to toss you on the ground. So now I'm just going to shift click a whole bunch in, like so. Shift click out. And just keep doing this, basically. And because they're on the ground, it just keeps, there we go. And just like that. Oh, guess there was one more stack on the ground. So then I'm just going to grab a whole bunch more stacks again, and this is just how I do it. Right? Pretty easy, right? So let me grab a few more here. And what I'm going to actually, oh shoot. I actually screwed it up. I shift clicked into here. So you do have to kind of watch yourself as to where you're clicking on stuff, so you don't screw things up. And there we go. So I actually decided to make the chemist journal here, and oh, I need the microscope to do this. Let's quick make the microscope. Oop. Don't believe it's too hard to make. So this I'll have, I just need this. So I need a concave, and I need 2 of those, and then 1 of these. So I should be able to make this, and then I should be able to make this. I don't have enough iron. Ooh, wow. That is surprising, actually. I'm all out. Good thing I have a bunch here. Just throw some in here. This is why I need ore processing so bad. Should be enough just to finish this up. I'll let that run, and I'll process at a later date here. We're gonna need it anyway, so just let it process. So we'll grab the microscope, and this will all get set up in our actual Minechem thing. So I'm gonna throw this in here. Now it knows how to do this, okay? This is important. Why? Because now, if I select this as the one I'm doing, like this, and I go back into the synthesis machine here, this is already figured out as to what it wants to do. Pretty cool, right? So the next thing we want to do is we want to teach it how to make that. So I'm going to grab one, we actually need to have those in there. One diamond dust like so. And now it actually changed over because that's the one it thinks it knows. So we're going to throw this in here. So now it knows how to make this. So now, depending on which one I choose, if I choose the diamond dust, it'll put that recipe in. If I choose the carbon nanotubes, it'll put that recipe in. Pretty cool, right? You, sir, need to go in there. I'm going to take this back out. So I'm basically going to let this keep running. Mostly because, well, I kind of want this to finish up what it's doing. Oh, it actually started running, that's interesting, it started running cellulose before it finished the spruce wood. Not a big deal. It's processing stuff pretty fast. I'm actually impressed with it. But I want to test something here. So, reinforced alloy requires, it doesn't tell me how much, does it? This is what I want to know how to do. So you do okay, it has to be a regular diamond in the enrichment chamber. Do we have an enrichment chamber built yet? We have an osmium, we do have an, ooh. Now this might be important. I want to do this. So I want to show you guys the difference here. This might be a big deal. This might be a huge deal. So compressed diamond, as far as I know, this is 10 times what this is capable of. That's why you put a diamond in there. Okay, let's go back to the digital miner recipe. I want to make sure we have 2 atomic alloys here and 2 per here, so that's 6. And I don't think, oh, here's 7. Do these need any? No. I think I counted wrong in how I did this. So I'm going to need 7 of them, right? So let's just see, first of all, if I put diamond dust in here, I get 10, okay? Now if I put one of these in here, how much does it use? Does it use the full 10? I'm assuming it does. We're going to need 6 more of those. Yep. So if I put in this, I get 100. That is nice. Okay, so we're going to need 7 of these reinforced alloys. Then if you remember the next step, we have to put in refined obsidian dust. Wait a second, how do you make... I know how to make that. I want to know how do you make compressed? Oh, so you put 1 refined into the enrichment chamber. That's good to know. Because all it takes is to put one of these in with the diamond and you get the... yeah, that's the way to do it. So we're going to let those finish up. We may not need much diamonds at all. This might be overkill. What we do need to know, and what I'm going to teach it, is how to make a diamond block then. I think that would be more beneficial. Okay, so these are the 7. There should be 40 left. So if I throw one of these guys in, should be able to get me 1 of these obsidian. Yep, refined obsidian dust. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to use up the rest of this. We're going to need a bunch of refined obsidian anyways. So we're going to need 2 of them to go into ingot form, which is what this osmium compressor is for. It's actually important that I grab that. So let's grab a pair of obsidian ingots. And, come on. So we throw the obsidian ingots in, and we're going to throw 2 of those in. And what this is going to do is it's going to create obsidian ingots. I've actually never used this before. That's an interesting sound. Oh, it actually uses more than 1 ingot's worth? That seems odd. That seems really odd. Yeah, interesting. So we need those 2. Right away, you know what we're going to do with this. We're going to grab, and we're going to enrich the obsidian so we can get that compressed obsidian. Woohoo, spooky. There we go. Perfect. Oop, get through the doorway. So let's throw this in there, and let's throw these guys in there. So let's see what we got. So we're going to have these 2 here done. Perfect. These guys we're going to have done. Oops, I hit the wrong button. The steel casing, steel is pretty easy to make. These are easy to make. That just requires, more iron, piston, easy to make. The rabbit, that's where the 2 obsidian ingots are. We need steel. Those, we're going to need more of those alloys. So, but I wanted to show you guys that process there and how to make these atomic alloys, because it's not the atomic cores that they used to have. And apparently we didn't need much diamond. Not a big deal. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a bunch of diamonds here, but basically once I get this finished, we're not going to worry about doing any more, because it'll be good. Oh, reactor's on. There we go. So let's make, I'm going to throw these in there. Let's make both of these guys. Wow, that's, oh, wait, these. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, I don't think I can make the steel casing. I don't know why it's putting obsidian ingots in there. What about the rabbit? Can we build the rabbit? No, because we're gonna need some of those things. Can we build the electric chest? No, because we need steel. So how much steel do we actually need? This is important to know. So none there. This is done, this is done, this is done. We need 4 here. We need a 5th one here. That's a total of 10. And then these don't need it. So we're gonna need 10 steel ingots. That should be 20 coal. So here's our problem. This is why I need multiple of these set up if I'm going to do it properly. I still have obsidian in here. I'd hate to do anything, or hate to mess with that, but I have to. I'm going to have to dump it, unfortunately, because I have to put the coal in there. We're going to have to start working up some of this this iron here, because I need 10 ingots. And If you remember how to do this, I don't think I showed this the first time through here. Basically, you infuse iron with coal, carbon of some sort, and you get enriched iron. And actually, I probably could have compressed it with that, the enricher over there, but I didn't. Then you run this through a second time. That's why I grabbed 20 pieces of coal, because the first 10 will make enriched iron, the second 10 will make the steel dust, and then you just smelt the steel dust in a furnace. So let me grab, I gotta get the rest of this, this all set up, because, well, you know, you don't want to see me finishing up the crafting here, and I'll bring you guys back to finish up the crafting. And there we go. Perfect. We've got ourselves a digital miner. It feels good to have one. By the way, I let this finish up. I taught it. Let's see. I mean, not enough power. Oh. Takes 80,000 energy to craft one of these guys, so we'll just grab one of those and we'll come back in a little bit. But it's time to set up this miner. Now, where do I want to do it? I have just the spot for it. Sleep quick, because I don't want to do this at... Yeah, blood moon is rising. Oh, that was when I was working on the barrels. No, not here. We also want a chunk loader. Don't have any. I didn't think I did, because we need to keep this guy going. So we need... Guessing I don't have a book, so let's just make a book. Let's make an enchanting table. Don't have any more on. I'm down to the last diamonds. Just seriously down to the last diamonds. Okay. Oh, I thought I had ender pearl ready. Yes, I have flight, so we're gonna fly over there. Remember this mountain that we want to make that thing in? Our trophy room in? I think this would be the perfect spot for right now. Oh yeah, like right here. Let's grab our axe. Yep, perfect. That's all I wanted to do. So let's plop this guy down. Perfect. Now, if you remember, we need to provide tesseract here for output. And we're going to make this one frame items. Going to have it like set like that, and we want it to send items. Perfect. And then I'm going to stick this guy up here, and we're just going to call him main power. I want to receive energy only. So you, yes, you are full of energy, although it might have been because I had you sitting in my inventory. So what do we want it to grab? Well, we need to find the config. First of all, we're going to silk touch it. Definitely. We're going to auto eject. And if we come into here, I want to put in a filter for, is that what I wanted? Okay, item stack is where you do that. So ore dictionary, and I want to put in ore Certus and then put an asterisk. And I want to see what it can find. Only 27, huh? Well, it is auto-ejecting, which is good. But I was hoping it was going to get more than just that. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I want you to... I got to reset you. Here we go. Okay, 32 radius. Minimum is 0. Maximum, what are we at? Y level 112. 112. There we go. Now do it. 270 blocks of Certus Quartz. Oh yes. We have all the Certus Quartz we could possibly want. So I'm actually going to lay down this chunk loader. I think I'm just going to make it a 1 radius or 1 chunk square. Let me just see. Yep, that keeps the miner in there. It should work just fine. That way we have the bare minimum. And as you know, these should all be showing up down below here. Oh yeah, our little island there with our enchanting table on it. The best part about these angelings, just like just like creative mode, you just fall. So as you can see, because I set it for the Certus Quartz or the Tesseract for item frame items, it is sending down there, which is perfect. Gets drawn out, and we are good to go. So it's just going to give us a steady stream of items, and Certus Quartz being the biggest one. Perfect. I am happy with that. So you know what that means, right guys? It means that next episode, we are going to rewire our AE system down here. It needs to be done. It needs to be done. Because then all these machines, like all of these barrels behind me, get put into the system with storage buses. Then all the machines behind me here that do things like the alloy smelter, the infuser will actually go into the room behind us there that I was working on. But the sag mill, these guys right here, they're all going to be put into the AE system to be able to autocraft things. We may even need, actually we're going to need 2 alloy smelters. One for alloys, one for regular smelting. So then whenever we need to cook something up, we can tell the AE system to do it. It'll send it to the machine, it'll finish, and it'll go back. Pretty cool, right? So with that, guys, we got a digital miner, and we learned how hard it is to make diamonds, which is good because, well, making diamonds, if it was easy, would be totally OP. But Minechem, I can safely say, is not OP. Especially since you can't auto pull out of the machine. It makes sense why you can't, because you don't want to just automate the process. I can automate making the materials, but you have to physically craft it by hand, which, if you ask me, is kind of cool. So with that, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, take it easy.